Hey, what's going on everybody? This is Shane of Lax Zombie Dyes. Welcome to the Zombie Dyes channel. Today we are starting a special project, so let's go ahead and get started. We're gonna go ahead and start this project today. I figured I'd like to do a video series on this. This is right in the middle of our quarantine shutdown, so I have the crazy quarantine beard going, haircut. Today is actually filming this on the NFL draft day of 2020. And we have received this package in the mail today. And this is from a company called Fast Break Lacrosse. They're based out of Las Vegas, Nevada. They called us up and wanted me to dye them up a head for a display for when they go out to any events for their booths and everything. So I figured it'd be a great time during this to kind of give a little bit in-depth look on another project here. And as promised, but keep saying on our Instagram feed that I'll start doing more videos for everybody. And so let's go ahead and open the package, see what's in here. I cut it open. I do know that this is a head they sent here, so I'm going to do two things when I pop out this head. We'll talk about this in a second. This is a prototype head. It is not sold here yet. Nobody has basically claimed the manufacturing on it yet. So we'll kind of see what happens on this. So we'll talk two versions of that. One is just the look of the head, the design of the head, but then also do a different look on it, which is more of the, as a dyer's perspective, the good and bads of that particular head. It looks like they sent also some goodies. So that's always awesome. We received the package, so we got a Fast Break Lacrosse sticker. And it looks like they sent some merch too. So let's go ahead and open these up, guys, before we even get into the head here. Nice surprise to get that in the mail. I'm gonna reach out to them and give them a big thanks here. So we got here some of their merch, guys. We'll show this off. So we got a t-shirt, Fast Break Lacrosse, their t-shirt. I like their logo, pretty cool logo there. Okay. That's one shirt they sent, and then they sent me a second one. This one's pretty cool. Looks like a off-white, which is really cool. And so here's the back. I really like the American flag themed shirt there. Super cool. T-shirts are nice, guys. They're super lightweight, kind of that comfort fit. A blended shirt. So man, I appreciate that, guys. So cool. Very unexpected, and appreciate that. So let's go ahead and talk about this head, guys. So first look at it here. Go ahead and show you guys what you guys think this kind of looks like. The face shape. It's got the sidewall struts are on the bottom 2/3 of the head. First thing I noticed right off the bat on this head is this is an off-white color. It's not a pure white. The ball scoop area, a ball stop in there. It's gonna have to be a smaller one. The flexibility on this head, I would say, it's not a stiff head by any means. But yeah, I definitely would say either like a offense midi or an attack position could probably use this head here just by the feel of it. The one thing I notice is the scoop area right here is a lot thinner than most heads. Just by looking, I can tell this area, this portion right here is pretty thin. So I would say right now, it seems like a good head. A lot of stringing holes, which is cool. We'll definitely string this for them once we're done dyeing it. So a lot of options there on stringing. This head was going to be display only, so it's not going to be used for any games. So we can kind of string it crazy however we want. Doesn't necessarily have to have a playing pocket in it. So but yeah, we'll see if anyone picks up this head, guys. I know Fast Break Lacrosse was looking at designing and manufacturing these heads, so I'm kind of happy that I get a hold of one and get a dye one. And you know, that's a whole nother test of, we'll get into this right now, is, you know, will this plastic, this is an off-white plastic, so I know we'll kind of see how it sucks in the lacrosse dyes here. From a dyer's perspective, this head looks to be really cool to dye. The sidewall and the struts here are very smooth and flat surfaces, so you can do some really cool stuff designing wise. There's not a lot of texture in them, so as even on the inside part of the sidewalls here has a minimum amount of probably a little bit less than 1/4 of an inch space that you could technically put design all up and down the sidewall. The struts are very flat. You can do a design in and out on those. The ball stop area is not very big, so the design area of that's not the best, but between putting a design there and design here, this is all flat in here, very flat and open. You can make up for any sort of designs, colors you want in there. The only portion I don't like as far as the dyer's perspective goes is the back portion of this is there's a groove that you can see here that you can't put tons of design on. The actual smooth spot on the very top here, you're looking at maybe 1/4 of an inch to 0.375 inches on the widest portion right here. So you can put, you know, some words, designs along that portion of it right there. And then the inside scoop portion is very smooth, very flat, so design surface on that's pretty cool. Except I can tell just by looking at this that this scoop area is a lot smaller than most of the heads on the market, I would say. I would say this portion right here, the biggest portion, is probably 3/4 of an inch. Most of the time, I would say a lot of the heads are closer to that inch mark. So you can make your designs on their pictures on the lacrosse head bigger. And then this portion down here is probably gonna be, you know, just over that 1/2 inch mark. So your design on this scoop is gonna be very tough to detail stuff out because the scoop area is not very big. But other than that, you know, it's a very good head. It's gonna be a very good head to put some type of dye design on. They told me they were gonna send me a head. I didn't know which head it was. So I've already been actually working on the third part of this we'll talk about right now is the actual design of the head I've already been working on. I have some ideas already, and you know, I want something that's gonna represent them at their booth. We're gonna build them a headstand also, so it's gonna be somewhat branded with my headstand. But I'm gonna leave a portion there on the headstand. I'll take you guys through that of building the headstand and sending that out to them to put places for business cards for them on their booth. And so something that represents, so definitely want to represent where they're from. Las Vegas area, there's a lot of things you can do with that, with the colors of, you know, think of Vegas, you think of bright lights. I think of, you know, the colors of like red, white, black, first come to mind for, you know, poker chips, dice, things like that. The other portion of that I think of, which is, I think the color tones we're going to be going for right here, is black, white, gold for the buildings that are there. And then also the hockey team that's there, the Golden Knights, are gold and black and white. I think that's the color range that we're going to go right here with this Vegas theme. And I think it'd be really cool. It's going to represent their name, probably Fast Break Lacrosse coming over the top here. I have some ideas for the scoop area, but it's gonna be very tight. Now I'm looking at this head, it's gonna be very tight as far as the measurements go for this. So I wanna do a little bit of white, not tons of white, just some highlights of the white with either a certain type of logo I have already picked out for this area. That's gonna represent the whole top of this here. Is gonna be a whole representation of the city of Vegas, along with some other things along here on the side here, guys. So one thing I want to do is actually, I have a test color of gold. And what I'll probably do, guys, is we'll break this video here. I'm going to do the test color of gold, and I'll probably bring you guys along with that test color. I have a new color that's out from Lax Divs called Vegas Gold. And we'll just see what kind. Usually I mix my own colors of gold, which is not an easy thing to do. Gold's a very wide range of colors and the type of gold that you want. Matter of fact, here's a picture of one of my favorite gold colored heads that had some black in it. Here it is right here. And that color of gold is probably one of my favorite golds that I do. It's a darker gold. To me, it represents more of the traditional gold color. And well, I think we're gonna try and get that same color with this Vegas gold that we're gonna do. So one thing I had lined up is doing a girls Notre Dame lacrosse head. And I'm gonna test the gold color on that head. And then if that gold color works out, then obviously we'll be able to go ahead and complete our design on that head. So with that in mind, guys, we're gonna go ahead and do our test color on the girl's head. Hopefully the gold color is what we're looking at, and we'll bring you guys along with that. With that said, guys, let's go ahead and get started, and we'll see you next shoot.